Hating the president can lead to hate crimes. Rethink the words you speak. What is hate speech? Hate speech is any publicly made speech that expresses and promotes hate or violence towards a person or group of people because of identity labels such as race, religion, sex, political affiliation, or sexual orientation. In today's world, hate speech is on the rise daily. The internet has become an avenue for people to express their grievances and opinions about issues. However, this freedom has led to a looseness in speech, leading to expressions of hate without reservation. As a result, people have spoken in terrible ways that show hatred and instigated others to perpetuate hate crimes against the targets of these hate speeches. What are hate crimes? Hate crimes are criminal acts or attempted acts carried out against people because of prejudice or hostility towards a person based on their identity labels, such as race, religion, sex, political affiliation, or sexual orientation. While hate crimes can happen independently, hate speech can serve as a severe instigator for hate crimes. Hate speech spreads rapidly, which can lead to hate crimes. In today's world, information spreads like wildfire. The internet, mainly social media platforms, take all the accolades for this. However, this has also sponsored the spread of hate speech. While hate speech spreads, it usually incites people to commit acts of violence against people. These incidents of hate speech inspiring hate crimes can happen on a larger scale, involving national figures like the President of the United States of America. How do plants and water react to the phrase "I hate you"? The impact of our words and emotions affects our environment. An incredible Japanese scientist named Masaru Emoto studied the molecular structure of water. His objective was to discover if our human thoughts and feelings impacted water molecularly. He showed that water indeed has memory, and the water's behavior changed shape according to certain words spoken and word thoughts. Life and death lies in the power of the tongue. Before speaking, think about what you are about to say and how it reflects your body, water, and environment. Our bodies are 60% water. The words we speak out of our mouths affect our bodies molecularly, because the water in our bodies shapes according to the words we speak. The negativity of your comments matter, as does the environment in which you choose to surround yourself. Word and attitude choices make you aware that our words can heal or hurt. The power of your spoken words affects your environment in more ways than you can imagine. Water molecules react beautifully to positive comments, and not so much to negative remarks. Similarly, plants also react to positive and negative words. Like water, plants have memory and respond to the words we speak. An Italian scientist named Stefano Mancuso shares that plants have a memory that can last at least 40 days. You would be surprised at how plants and trees react to hate speech. Plants that feel loved or hear loving words grow healthier and faster. Plants that are in a negative environment surrounded by hate speech end up wilting away and dying rather than growing. Your words have power and affect not only the people around you, but also the living environment around you. If water and plants react to positive and negative words, how do you think human bodies react to hate speech? Could negative comments be hurting us in more ways than we know? Alternative words to "I hate" can prevent spreading hate speech. Hate speech is unkind and a poor attitude behavior which bullies often use to communicate. We should avoid hate speech to eliminate any precursor for hate crimes. One of the primary ways people get involved in hate speech is by using the phrase "I hate." Simple as it sounds, it is a significant instigator. Many people throw that phrase around at people knowingly and unknowingly. As a result, there creates an environment conducive to hate speech thriving, which usually leads to the expression of violence based on that rhetoric. Hating the president because of his race, skin color, or political inclination is commonplace in America. Saying "I hate the president" is not something that should be encouraged. Instead, we can use less spiteful words. You can tell someone "I dislike" or "I do not support the views." Speaking with these less spiteful comments is much more appropriate when expressing yourself than spewing the words "I hate" publicly, or even in secret. The president's job is important and demands respect from the public. Some Americans have failed to realize that the president is the highest public servant in the nation. He is elected to serve the good of all Americans. This essential job role is vital with sensitive duties and should command respect from all Americans. That's a huge responsibility for anyone. As such, the onus falls on all Americans to respect and honor the office of the president. It is a very sacred duty he carries out on behalf of all America, one that should incite our love despite our political standing. The way we treat our president reflects our country's manners. If the president's office is the highest one in our nation, then the way we treat the occupant of that office is a show of our national manners. If we take every little opportunity we have to spew words of hatred at the president and make derogatory remarks, then we are portraying our nation as a field of ill-mannered people. Suppose we cannot respect the position symbol of American unity and authority. In that case, we are doing ourselves and the nation an injustice in the eyes of the international community. We are portraying ourselves as people without decorum or respect for ourselves and the dignity of our country. Learning to accept and respect the president you didn't vote for shows humility. It's never easy when your candidate doesn't win. It's usually hurting because you believed that was the right person to lead the nation. However, the votes have said otherwise. The right thing to do would be to accept the majority consensus of the country and treat the president as the nation's leader. Doing otherwise is rather terrible and negatively prideful. Retaliation towards the president or president-elect demonstrates a derogatory attitude from a person who does not respect the outcomes of the presidential election. People who reject the decision of Americans to accept the new president displays poor manners. Such a person claims to be wiser than the whole nation, which is a proud claim. Accepting and respecting the president is a sign of national allegiance, and shows great humility on the part of a person. Anything that negates that acceptance doesn't show humility on the part of whoever is involved. Hate speech reflects a negative mindset, the power of positive thinking. The truth about hate speech is that it reflects a deeper cancer in the heart of the individual that yields to it. To openly spew hate is a sign of a negative mindset. Speaking hatefully at and about the president shows a lack of moral and positive fiber in the speaker's mind. People who talk this way show that they do not believe things can get better, without their opinions being the mainstay of our decisions as Americans. Persons involved in such must realize that the words and thoughts of every person have their place and influence in this world. If you speak and think positively, you are releasing the right energy for you and the people around you to work towards a more significant and better America. When you do otherwise, it is an insult to the success of us all as Americans. I would rather say God bless the United States of America and its president. What about you? The hierarchy of authority deserves respect. If you practice religion, you probably understand the importance of respecting authority. Many religions respect the God they worship, and the authoritative leadership in their place of worship. Religious leadership roles include titles such as the priest, nun, preacher, bishop, rabbi, pope, etc. Here are a few wise words shared from the Holy Scriptures concerning how to treat authority, kings, queens, and yes, this includes the president or prime minister of your country. He changes the times and seasons, he removes kings and establishes them. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to the discerning. Daniel 2:21. Therefore, whoever resists the authorities resists what God has appointed, and those who resist will incur judgment. Romans 13 verse 2. Let every person be subject to the governing authorities. For there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God. Romans 13 verse 1. Report hate crimes in your school, church, workplace, or neighborhood anonymously. You can make a difference by reporting hate crimes to your local authority. Suppose you are afraid of the police or law enforcement and don't want to report a crime directly to your local police authority. In that case, you can choose to report hate crimes safely by using any of our domestic or international privately owned, anonymous crime reporting resources, listed on our website at www.anonymouscrimereporting.org. Reporting anonymous crimes often leads to a more honest report of the crime from people living with capiophobia, because they are not interacting directly with law enforcement, the trigger of the phobia itself.